Hey, welcome to Table Talk, Winepress's bite-sized Bible chats for our community groups. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Kyra, and each episode we're going to set the table for great conversation so you can unpack the gold together around the table.
That's exactly right. So make sure you grab this week's study guide. It has discussion questions you can chat about with your group and your family. It has some prayer and worship prompts and also extra Bible study tools so you can dive a bit deeper.
Let's jump in.
Hey, welcome Kyra.
Welcome Caleb.
Thank you.
Another table talk.
We're back for another table talk, and we're talking about
Community life.
Community life, living life in authentic kingdom community.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, last time we spoke about the fact that kingdom life is a daily rhythm. It's not just a weekly meeting. It's not just it's not something we attend.
Yeah.
It's a daily rhythm. And everything we talk about through this, I want that sort of be the heartbeat, that when we talk about community life, community groups at Winepress, in Kingdom, it is not a meeting. It's actually people doing life together in that rhythm, that daily rhythm of following Jesus in community life.
It's good.
So let's go back and listen to it. I won't start talking about it. But we're going to go on to the second one now. So in that first one, highlighted the daily rhythm side. In this passage in Acts 2, which we'll read, which is like our bedrock for this little mini series, it talks about four pillars, four foundations of the community, what they would sort of be devoted to and build around. And we love to sort of use those as a foundation for what our communities do and build on together. But let's read the whole passage and then we're going to quickly chat and unpack those.
So Acts 2:42. And they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and the prayers, and awe came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were being done through the apostles. And all who believed were together and had all things in common, and they were selling their possessions and belongings and distributing the proceeds to all as any had need. And day by day, attending the temple together and breaking bread in their homes, they received their food with glad and generous hearts, praising God and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to their number day by day those who were being saved.
Amen.
Yeah.
Let that be us, be our community. Well, why don't we just go back to verse 42?
Yeah.
It specifies four things that they were devoting themselves to.
Yeah. So to the apostles' teaching and the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and the prayers.
Awesome. Teaching, fellowship, breaking bread, and prayer. And these four, I think they're so valuable as four pillars of community life. We encourage strongly all our community groups at Winepress. Every time you gather, build your gathering around these four. It doesn't always mean you have to do all four every gathering. It's not a religious thing, but these four are the foundation of what we do. Yeah. We spoke last time about how we have our community groups exist to give us sort of a structure and a way to do this daily life together, because we see this kingdom picture of kingdom community life. And we really believe in that. At Winepress, it is significant to us. It's why it's one of our core values. It's why community groups is one of our three core rhythms. It's why it's a core part of who we are. And so we build around that. We build a system for that, and we encourage our community groups that these four things that we're talking about today, let these be the heartbeat of what we do. Yep. So should we go through them each?
Let's go through them.
Awesome. Okay, number one, the apostles' teaching. So they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, not just getting information, but the apostles are the ones who have been with Jesus and are now teaching his followers the way of following Jesus. So when they gather, when they're doing life, it says the first thing that they were devoting to. I love how, again, it says devoting. You can speak a whole episode to that. Yeah. But they are deliberately investing, building around, is the teaching, the word for how to actually live the Jesus way, to be formed and to do that. That is a cornerstone for all of our community groups. Without that, we're just a social group.
Yeah, that's right.
But not even, I don't want to even just present it from a way of make sure we're doing this, because if we're not a social group. No. On the positive side, we love the word. Yeah. These guys, the picture we have, it constantly talks about the joy, the delight they had in this life, in this sort of community life together. I want it to be the same for us, and I feel that way. I love gathering with my community and not just opening the word, but letting it speak to us and chewing on it. And like some of the times that we've had where, we're talking about something and then someone will share something God's shown them out of it, or something that God's been revealing to them during the week. And it's like everyone having like the revelation they've had or whatever, as we gather around that and we chew on it, meditate it together.
Yeah.
So we mutatate the word, which is
previous episode.
There's such life that comes in that. So that's my encouragement. Don't let this be make sure we get around the word and do that. Like, let it be a delight. Let it be like where it's a joy to gather around his word. Let it speak to us. Let it shape us. And I think one of the real values in community is then we can learn together how to live it out.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's why we provide the table talks each fortnight. So groups have a foundation for doing that, building around the word, around what God's speaking to us at Winepress. It helps us all stay connected together as we're studying the same word together. But our sort of reflection, discussion questions will always be strongly geared towards how do we live this out in community. So it's not just studying the word for the sake of it, but it's like, how do we help each other be formed more into the image and the way of Jesus, and how do we actually live that out and let it change us? That's powerful.
It's good. It's good stuff. So the second,
number one.
That's number one. Number two, when we look at verse 42, says the fellowship. And so this is talking about, similar to what we talked about last time, the shared kingdom life. The fellowship is not just, surface level or casual socializing, the social group type stuff. We're talking about shared life, being in each other's lives and doing the journey together.
Maybe it's authentic community.
Authentic community, you might even say.
Yeah.
It's about being known. It's about being open and honest with one another. It's about sharing the highs and the lows, celebrating the wins together and really living in the joy of that together, but also being with each other in the lows and encouraging one another, lifting one another up. Being, with each other, carrying each other when we need someone else to, share the load and help us through something that, it's been significant for us in living kingdom community life, the times of being able to celebrate with others, but also share the challenging seasons,
Absolutely.
And I think God has designed us to live in community so that when we are in those seasons where we need extra help, we're not having to go find it. Like we've got a group of people who are already, have already got our back, are already sharing the journey. They don't even need to be asked. They're just there and present when you need someone.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and that one of the reasons also, one of the ways that in community groups we build towards this is we encourage all our groups to have regular, what we call like family week, where you just go and do something fun together. Don't do your regular study. Still do your gathering, but just go and do something fun. Go for a walk, have a picnic, go bowling, make it whatever it is. Just like have fun. That's not just for the sake of having a giggle and moving on, but it's saying we actually want to value sharing life, and that comes from intertwining your lives and getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And so there's real value in that. Actually saying we're not just here to study the word. We're here to actually open our lives and get to know each other. So when your group does those things, don't think it's just this is pointless. Why are we doing this? Actually say it's an opportunity to say where I'm going to connect with you in a new way and actually share share an experience together, laugh together, cry together, whatever it is, do shared life.
Yeah,
so it's good.
It's important.
Okay.
Number three.
It's on to me. It says they devoted themselves to the breaking of bread. I was going to say this is my favorite, but they all are. But that phrase breaking bread, that phrase in the Greek is sometimes used for having communion, and it's often used just for sharing a meal as well. It's not like a Christian phrase. It was just a Greek phrase that meant breaking bread would mean share a meal. But then it could also be used to speak specifically to sharing communion as well. So in this context, it could mean either. It could mean both. Most likely it refers to just sharing meals and just opening your home and sharing meals together. And I think it's just such a cool thing that like out of the four things it specifies that they devoted themselves to, one is actually opening the table. And it speaks later to how day by day they would share meals, they would break bread together, they would open their tables. There's something powerful about that, like opening your table, and I've preached to this. But
I was going to say someone preached a great message on this.
But it represents like opening your life. Do something about it. It's actually a really interesting thing to do. Read through the Gospels and just note out of all of Jesus' ministry that he does, how often it happens, or it mentions that his ministry happens on the way to share a meal with someone, whilst he's sharing a meal, or on his way back from sharing a meal.
Yeah.
But you actually literally see this rhythm that Jesus spent his life sharing his table, sharing tables with people, with his disciples, with sinners, with all sorts of people. Because there's something into it.
Yeah.
I don't know quite how it works, but there's something to actually opening your home, opening your table that just represents opening your life and sharing life together. So we really encourage all our groups, as far as it is possible, when you gather, share a meal. Gather around, sharing a meal. It doesn't mean it has to be like an amazing feast that it doesn't mean that whoever's hosting has to like feel the pressure to cook for everyone.
Yeah.
Our group loves to say, we gather for lunch usually, just like bring your own lunch.
Bring your own lunch.
Everyone brings something, but we're going to sit down and we're going to open the table and share a meal, because it just, it speaks to opening your life.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, on to number 4.
Number
4 is prayer. They devoted themselves to prayer. And I think, Arthur preached such a great series at the start of the year on the spiritual realm and the overlapping of heaven and earth and this space, in between. And so, really recognizing that things are happening in a spiritual sense that we don't understand. And so we need to be covering things in prayer. It's foundational. It's the the engine room of kingdom life.
It's good.
We're not wanting to do things in our own strength. We're wanting to lean into the power and provision of God. And so prayer is foundational for that. It's not meant to be just like a tick the box, we should pray before we start or when we finish.
Yeah, I think it's key, isn't it?
I love it when, someone shares something and it's like, hey, let's just stop and pray for them right now.
Yeah.
While we're, it's how we live. It's such a part of our living and breathing, it's not just like this tick the box, at the end of each night, we're just going to pray. That's a good thing to do because prayer is good. But, don't just put it into that little, space at the end. But just, as things come up, hey, can we pray for that? Or, hey, you said this, can we just stop and pray for that right now?
Yeah.
And be praying, individually, together. Prayer should be a big part of our rhythm with God.
Absolutely. And prayer being, I think it's always a significant thing. Don't pray just for appease your conscience to say we've done our prayer. Pray to see stuff happen.
Yeah.
I don't want to pray for the feeling of having prayed. I want to pray to see heaven invade earth and stuff change.
Yeah.
We've spoken a fair bit in these about how each of us, our lives, our homes, like embassies of heaven. Prayer is that space where heaven and earth overlap. Pray heaven into your world. Pray for the city. Pray for your neighbors. Pray for that. It's this is not just like make sure you pray for each other's needs at the end. Absolutely do that. Pray wholeheartedly for each other, but as a group, pray outward.
Yeah.
Pray as a group for what God is doing in the neighborhood, in the city, in your street, in your schools, in your workplaces. As a group, absolutely pray for each other. But there's a sense where don't just pray from earth to heaven, but in your place of authority in Christ, pray heaven into earth.
Yeah.
Pray heaven into your community, your city.
Yeah.
And just see what God does.
Yeah. That's it.
We could do a whole episode on it. We could do a series on it.
Yeah. But there are 4.
Yes.
So
one of our 4, they were God's idea.
Well, that's right.
We just piggybacked on him.
So the apostles' teaching, or the word, fellowship, sharing kingdom life.
Yep.
3, breaking bread, opening up your table. And number 4, prayer.
Exactly. And so don't let these be like a pressure that's like, we have to nail them all. Don't
have to fit them all in every week.
Because remember, community is not an event. It's a daily rhythm of doing life together. So sometimes when you gather in your weekly gathering, you do all 4 of these. Sometimes you do 1, sometimes you do others. But use these 4 as a pillar for how you're doing community life together.
Yeah.
Again, I think that's a really important marker. Don't make this like, we have to do all 4 of these every time we gather. But remember, your community is a daily life, a daily rhythm of doing community life together, and build that daily rhythm around these 4.
Yeah.
If you build, it sort of gives you a starting point, a place to build. So I'm just going to do this. And as we close, maybe it's like these can give you almost a picture, a practical way that you could live out that daily rhythm more. It's like, all right, tomorrow I'm just going to pray with this person from my community group.
Yeah.
Or, the next week I'm going to have someone around for dinner.
Yeah.
Or whatever. We're going to do this. Just let it be, just build rhythms around these.
Yeah.
And see what God does.
It's good.
Awesome.
Right. Be blessed.
We'll see you next time.